Hey there, everyone. My name is Corbin, um, and this is where I'm gonna make little videos. I'm not really gonna market this or try to become a YouTuber or anything, but I think it would just be fun to get on here and make a video talking about things that I'm thinking about often. Uh, I live alone, so I have nothing but time to think about things like this, and I guess that's the whole reason why I'm even making a video in the first place. Oh, excuse me, that's that. Oh gosh. Um, yeah, so I just feel like this would be a fun way to kind of have a reason to talk about things that I've been thinking about, and maybe see if there's anyone that shares those thoughts or has any answers for any of the things that I'm thinking. Um, I think the most prevalent thing that's been on my mind as of late is the idea of death and the idea of. Sorry, this isn't a very. It's kind of an abrasive thing to talk about off rip, but um, I guess just the idea of death and the idea of being dead and the afterlife and stuff like that. And I feel like since I've come to college and am around more of a diverse, you know, group of people and religions and beliefs and morals and stuff like that, it's really just it's really just called into question, there's so many different beliefs on what happens after you die, and it's like the one thing that just no one knows, like no one has a for sure answer on. And I guess I know since as long as I could remember, I've just been afraid of being dead and dying, and I don't know if there's. I mean, I think inherently as humans we're supposed to be kind of afraid of dying because it's, if you think about it, it is in a literal sense our existing not existing anymore, and I just, you know, I I have always just been very hesitant to talk about it and very on edge to talk about death. But for some reason, as of late, I've been thinking a lot about it. Not in any sort of you know, worrying way, but just thinking more of you know, how can I possibly feel okay, or not even feel okay, but be content with the idea of dying versus constantly worrying about the afterlife. This is a very this is a very crazy thing to just start talking about, but I don't know. I know that unanimously all people have at least thought about it before, and you know, there's so many people who, when I have this conversation with them, it's such an easy oh yeah, I believe in this, or oh yeah, I think in this, and it's I just, I would love to believe, wholeheartedly believe that's something, or there is a factual thing that happens after you die. Like, I would love to believe that there's an afterlife, or I'd love to believe that if we die, we just die. I think it's just a matter of not knowing what happens, is what actually bothers me. And for the longest time, my the most gut wrenching idea was a slow death surrounded by family, because I was just always that. That seems so miserable, that seems so which I feel like is a very taboo thing to admit, because I feel like so many people's ideal way to go is surrounded by friends and family, and it's that's just so terrifying to me. It's so scary to think about everyone being there for that, and it being such a jarring thing to be around. And I, if I don't have a change in mentality by whenever that time comes, and that's how I go, is surrounded by family, then I don't want them to see how scared I am of that. I don't want them to witness my my final moments of like fear and question and all these different things. But for the longest time, I just thought dying immediately would be the best way to go. Like I think naturally I'm just a person who overthinks, and um, yeah, it just, if I don't have that time to overthink, then that'd be nice. Um, but ultimately, I would love to just have a long and fruitful life, as most people would. But I don't know. I've just been thinking a lot about it recently, and I've been thinking a lot about the aspect of religion, and I feel like once you start having deeper thoughts about things like that, it, immediately religion does get kind of pulled into the conversation as well, because you start thinking about if there weren't such things as religion or anything like that, then the concept of there even being an afterlife wouldn't even exist. So if I have any idea or hope of there being anything, then religion would kind of be the answer for that. But um, I'm at a very weird point right now where, going back to what I said earlier, like I'm in college and I'm around a very diverse group of people, and there's so many different ideas and so many different thoughts and religions that go into play, and it's like I feel like it's too early for me to, you know, definitively choose a religion that I want to follow for the rest of my life, if even at all, because I would love to believe, like actually thoroughly believe in religion. Um, I'm not in any way like against religious belief or anything like that. It's more so just like I would, if I claim to be something, if I claim to be Christian, Muslim, anything, like anything, then I want to believe that, and I don't want to just be saying that. But I don't know what it's going to take to believe that. Um, but ultimately, I also ask myself the question, like, would I just want to get into religion due to my fear of what happens after death? And it's just you can kind of clearly see where my like mind wanders off to, but I don't I don't inherently have any like hope or anything that sorry, not like that. I mean, I don't inherently have any hope that this ends up being like a huge conversation, or that this is like some sort of hidden therapy I can have making these videos. But like I think it's nice to communicate, and the same way that I'm talking about being around so many different ideas in college, it's like I would love to get other people's opinions on that, people that aren't directly in front of me and that I see in person, because I'm so eager to consume like information and ideas and stuff like that. And I'm from the South, and so immediately so many like from birth Christians will have the conversation with me, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just feel like it is a very disproportionate conversation. I feel like sometimes when I'm having the conversation of my opinions, it somehow makes me feel like I'm supposed to feel bad about having those ideas, and like I'm supposed to feel bad that I don't immediately believe in a religion. And again, it's not that I don't want to, it's just like there's so many. Like, how can I at this age decide that one of those is the one that I want to abide by for the rest of my life? I don't know. Again, I don't really expect anything to come out of making a video like this. I just, if there's any chance of a conversation starting, that'd be nice. And I've just always wanted to make videos, and I was sitting in here and I was like, what better time to do that than when I'm just sitting up and thinking, And so, yeah, but I appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching. Feel free to comment anything. Feel free to, just do whatever. Because I'm very open to having conversation about stuff like that. Uh, but yeah. Thank you guys again for watching, and y'all have a good one.